Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ghosted. I'm Doug Damien, and that sleeping beauty over there is Rob Wilds. And what the hell's going on? Hey, Rob, Rob,
What?
Rob,
Come on, Lindsay, stop,
wake up.
stop. Come on, baby.
Oh, well, sorry to
Oh
interrupt that
shit.
dream.
I'm so sorry to be on the air. God damn it. Sorry, Doug. I've been working really hard here the past
Oh,
few days on this new thing.
okay. What you been working on there? Well, what's got you sleeping on the job?
Well, it's supposed to be a little bit top secret right now, but you know, fuck it. It's good to be king. So lately, Mr. Max Payne, myself, and Chris Casanova have been working on a new charity project that we want to get going on here. We're going to call it Artists Against Abuse, and
Mm,
we're going to do it for the Hope for Her Battered Women's Center.
mm,
Well, it's a battered women's center, but they also offer a lot of other services, housing and
right.
employment and substance abuse recovery and
Ah,
offer they help the children. And me, I've always really been down for causes like that. So
right.
old Mr. Max Payne comes up with an idea that we should, because him and I are both musicians, that we should go ahead and refurbish a couple of our more junked out axes, fix them all up, and then go ahead and find ourselves a local club that features national music acts. Get the acts to the bands to autograph the guitars, and then we're gonna raffle them off live at the concert, and then all the
Mm,
funds are gonna go over to the Hope for Her Center. So I'm hoping that this is gonna expand into something bigger. We can move it on to wrestling events and other things. Just really get more attention, talk to some local businesses, get some donations. They do a really good thing. They're all nonprofit. So how can you not get behind that?
right. Well, that sounds awesome, Rob.
Yeah.
You are excused for sleeping on the job.
Thank you. God damn it. I was nervous that I was going to get in trouble. Woo!
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm wearing this particular hat today in honor of old Miss Behaven. She's still not up to snuff health wise yet, so she's not coming back
Mm,
just yet. But let's remember, I'll tell you, Doug, I posted a clip on our YouTube page yesterday of her, and in 10 minutes it had 500 views. So people still love Miss B.
right.
So hell yeah.
Wow.
But we're not talking about that. We're here to watch Ghosted. You can watch us right here on the Antisocial Network, ASN4 like. Please give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Otherwise, Doug, what happens?
You're gonna have to deal with me. I'm
Yeah.
still not allowed to play with knives yet. You're still gonna have to play. You're gonna have to deal with me.
Yeah, no knives yet.
Yeah.
We're still doing the re-education and retraining on how to properly handle your cutlery. And soon, when you
Yeah.
graduate, knife in hand again. And you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
keep it away from your eyes, right?
That's the plan. Keep it
That's
away
right.
from my eyes.
Fuck yeah. So,
So first video, I wanted to, you know, I want to give you a little post. We just had Christmas, and I wanted to give you a little gift, for our first video. It's called "This Chick Looks Like a Fun Mistake."
oh,
Check it
my
out.
favorite kind of chick.
Follow my finger with just your eyes. Don't move your body.
This
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
girl crashed her car into a palm tree, but when the cops arrived, things took a horrifying turn.
Okay, can you roll this all the way down, please? Ma'am, roll this. Can I just get your ID and registration, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Pussy?
What? Hey, what? Ma'am, put that down now. I don't know if you have any weapons on you.
Wow.
I am a weapon.
I need you to follow my finger with just your eyes.
I'm a disabled veteran, by the way.
Focus.
You and I should get out of here.
Don't move your body.
You would have said.
What? Follow my finger with just your eyes. Don't move your body. Got a lazy eye or something? You will blow into this mouthpiece for 3 seconds. Do you understand?
I bet you like that.
Nice.
Hey, this chick's supposed to be dead.
What does that mean? What do you...
I don't know. The system says she died 3 years
Hey,
ago.
guys.
Drunk driving.
I'm gonna go.
I don't know.
What the? Stop! Stop! You know what? You are under arrest.
I'm joking.
Well, what was that at the end?
It looked like she was levitating through the air, but they had a different filter on it.
Yeah. That
But
was brilliant.
what?
It was brilliant. No, it was. Obviously, that's not a real haunted thing, but boy, that wacky bitch, I'll bet she would just be a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah. Don't think she could be possessed?
If she is, I would like to make her eyes cross myself, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, that's why I put it up there.
My man.
All
Won't tell
right.
Reese.
Let's continue on with Highway 5 Ghost.
Oh. We know 5.
This video posted to Reddit by Little Goth Doll was recorded from a monitor, then screen capped on a phone before it finally made its way to the internet. So it's a bit potato quality.
Oh, God.
Nevertheless, the video is chilling. It was pulled from the dashcam feed of 2 truck drivers after a frightening incident. So, one night 2 truck drivers are driving on Highway 5 in Lynn, Alabama, when they get the scare of a lifetime.
I like the Halloween-esque tune they're playing.
Right.
The panic-stricken truck drivers believe that they have just run over a young girl. They pull over and call 911, but when they check the highway and the surrounding area along with arriving police, they don't find anything or anyone. There's just no one there. After the truck drivers request a viewing of the footage recorded that night on Highway 5, they are shocked. Just as they thought, there is in fact a girl in a long dress walking across the road, seemingly getting hit by their truck. The 2 guys later find out that there's a well-known ghost story about this road, Highway 5 in Lynn, Alabama. The story goes that 10 years ago on a rainy night, a teenage girl on her way home from her high school prom lost her life on the road after being hit by an 18-wheeler. So could it be that these truck drivers captured the prom dress ghost of Highway 5? Either way, their reactions say that they saw the truck hit something. But as always, you decide.
So a couple things I find interesting about that one. Obviously, that kind of goes along with the woman in white, side of the road ghost thing and everything. But also just they didn't have a whole lot of room. You got a big ass white truck. You got those concrete barriers on the right, and then they moved over as much as they could. But the way that camera made it look it looked like they. I mean, she was in their lane, and there's only so much they can do in a big ass truck. I thought it was interesting, and what do you think?
Well, I mean, the fact that the ghost had a black backpack on kind of takes away to me the whole. It was the woman in white. It was a mystical ghost story.
Right.
I would be willing to bet that was probably a chick who was hammered, piss ass, fucking drunk, found herself in the wrong part of town. But watching that video, I believe that the truck driver was able to avoid her, and then she said, "Oh shit," and bolted.
Possibly.
That's the take I got from it. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for one of those new top 10, that would be good. But if we're just reviewing that one clip and getting into it, no, I think it was probably a hammered, pissed, drunk broad or somebody who's hied up or something. Something
Right.
that would be enough of a mind-altering substance to make you believe it's a good idea to walk across 5.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. Because again, I just think about how little room they had to maneuver, and how there was no thump. Like it could be
There was no thump telling me
she could have bolted, but I don't know. She wasn't bolting at any point in any frame of that video, so I'm a little on the fence about it.
It was probably a good 3-4 in the morning. It was, I'm sure it was real late. And because there wasn't a whole lot of other cars on the road. And I mean, I've never been to Highway 5 through Alabama, but every other Highway 5 I've ever been to is just loaded with cars at all hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think it was somebody who was hammered. The fact they didn't thump, she probably came to her senses and went, shit, and then jumped back and went, I gotta go. And
right. That's fair. That's fair. Well, let's check out the Feline Grim Reaper.
We got any more cross-eyed, crazy, sexy fuck bitches?
Time will tell.
We'll go with the Cat Reaper gimmick.
All right.
Oscar the cat was adopted by the Steerhouse Nursing Home in Rhode Island when he was just a kitten, along with 5 other cats. The idea was that the 6 cats could provide companionship and comfort for the nursing home residents.
All right.
However, the staff soon noticed that Oscar was not quite as friendly as the other cats.
Oscar is not
dick.
always the friendliest cat. He's not friendly to. He can be bribed like many animals, but he is not a cat that will spend quality time with residents on the ward.
But the staff did begin to notice that Oscar did show a special interest in certain patients. The cat would go into the room of particular nursing home residents and curl up at the foot of their beds. Within 2 to 4 hours, the patients would pass away. After the patient was deceased, Oscar would leave the room as quietly as he had entered.
He will only go and stay with patients that are about to die. He will leave rooms, for example, when patients are not close, even though we might perceive them to be close.
If Oscar was removed from a patient's room and the door was closed, he would pace outside, meowing to be let back in.
And Oscar will frantically pace outside the closed door, which that is really something to see.
Even creepier, Oscar has never been wrong.
He's been pretty accurate. I know actually of no event where he wasn't at the bedside.
Now, usually in these videos, I'll ask you if you think a story is real or fake.
Well, that's really nice of you two to visit.
There's no disputing this one.
He's a good cat.
100% real. Oscar the cat's amazing ability to predict the demise of patients was chronicled in 2007 in the New England Journal of Medicine.
Apparently, we had to take that opportunity for our heads to fuck.
Since the publishing of that article, Oscar has now predicted the passing of over 100 patients. So the real question is, how does he do it? Is it ESP or some supernatural ability? Is it something paranormal? You decide.
So I mean, obviously we know people die all the time in nursing homes. It's kind of part of the thing. But do you think that cat could have some sort of sixth sense, like it can tell, or what?
It's kind of part of the thing.
Well, you know, we're warehousing really, really old people, so it's
just the thing. Leave them here until they're gone. This part of the thing. Now, look, that's not the first story I've heard of that same situation. Not the same cat, the same situation. I believe that cats can definitely tell, and probably some more than others, because I feel like cats have one paw on the other side anyway. So, yeah, no, I'm going to give that some credence. I think that there's a lot to that. I'm a real fan of that kind of story.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting, and then you and Lindsay popped in, and that was really sweet.
Well, I told you our heads had to fuck real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the thing in the tunnel, and then I have a sponsor.
You have a sponsor?
I have a sponsor.
Now, let me ask you something, because we already have a great sponsor that we haven't even really plugged yet. But do they have anything to do with Mr. Frimfram?
Well, I would. They didn't mention anything about Mr. Frimfram's Incidental Slapdong Emporium.
Oh, that's cool.
But
whole different thing, then. All right.
Really, it would kind of go in that vein. They might have something going on, and we just don't know. So, first, let's check out the thing in the tunnel.
This next video is from Nuke's Top 5 viewer Sophie, who sent this exclusively to me, never posted it on social media of any kind, and never even asked for credit. She says that her friend Laura recorded this in an abandoned railway tunnel in Hassel, Germany. The tunnel was built in 1890 and it was used extensively by German troops during World War II. So, while on a weekend trip, Laura checks out the historic old abandoned rail tunnel. She's recording with her phone when she captures what is maybe one of the weirdest clips I've ever seen. Check it out.
Terrifying.
Something pale and thin can be seen rising up from the tracks in front of Laura on what looks like a thin little arm. As for Laura, she gets one look at the disturbing thing and just turns and makes a run for it. Now, watching this clip over and over, I honestly have no idea what this is. It looks like maybe a hairless torso with two skinny arms, getting up in a very unnatural way. Maybe it's an animal, maybe it's a very weird looking person. I just don't know. So you tell me what you think this is down in the comments.
So whatever the hell it is, it's if it's not really there, it wasn't really there. It's blended really well if it's a superimposed image. But I thought that was, possibly a rake. That
it'll be this, Mr. Dave.
thing. Yes.
Why would there suddenly randomly be a trench dug out in a train track when there weren't any before that or seemingly any after that? Why was there that one hole that a wraith happened to be down in, just waiting for her just to stand up real slowly? Does it seem like maybe, just maybe, that could be put on?
Oh, sure. But you're saying that I didn't see a hole. I just saw like it's coming out of the ground. That's what it looked like to me. Like it's coming out of
Like digging out like a zombie?
something, or just kind of, like its legs are dug in, and it's, I don't know. I mean, I just thought this kind of a possible weird cryptid situation. Possibly
It was a neat.
or it could be a complete total freaking fake.
If it was a total fake, it was a fucking top shelf fake. It was a good job. But,
Yeah.
We've been doing this for years now, damn near every week, picking apart videos. So
Yeah.
I think that we're a little bit more qualified rather than somebody who's just sitting at home watching Nuke's Top 10 to
Right.
really look for these discrepancies. And that's
Yeah.
what I.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at
I
it.
gotta say, before we get into our new advertiser, what I do want to say is I'm feeling like I saw a comedian last night talking about going on a ghost tour, and the guy who took him on a ghost tour was such an unbelievable twat. Just so he, for instance, took them to a spot, and he says, back on this date, a very, very holy man was executed right here on this spot. And ever since that had happened, they say grass will never, ever again grow in this spot because of the holy blood that was spilled. Or it was the fact that there's hills all around us, and when it rains, it puddles up right here at this spot, thus making it impossible to seed. I feel like that asshole sometimes.
Making it impossible to see.
Seed.
Oh, seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's basically took him to like 18 different hot spots, told
Yeah.
him the story, and then, or was it supernatural?
So he just
or
kept.
science.
So you paid for this ghost story, and he just kept debunking everything
Yeah.
and taking the fun out of it. Wow.
The guy says the whole entire crowd is just getting furious. And the more he kept on and the angrier they got, the harder I just laughed. It was the best ghost tour ever.
Wow. Oh man. Yeah, I'd be a little annoyed at that. I gotta say.
Oh, I would love it. I would be on my knees laughing the whole time, watching people around me get pissed off. Oh, worth the price of admission by itself.
All right. Well, here's our sponsor.
Excellent.
It's called Sweet Fish.
Sweet fish. Like candy?
Sweet Fish.
Sweet fish it is.
And if it isn't fresh, I'm out of business. Isn't that sweet, you little moneymaker, you?
Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away. Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away.
Sweet Fish, give us money now.
I I I love that commercial. Good job, Doug. Well done, sir.
I thought you would like that. I think it deserves an encore.
Yes.
And if it isn't fresh,
Oh yeah.
I'm out of business. Isn't that sweet, you little moneymaker, you?
Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away. Use new sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away.
Bravo. That's a good
I
sponsor.
did good.
And pretty pussy or whatever it's called. Send us money.
Oh man, sweet fish.
Sweet
Possibly
fish.
tied to Uncle Frim or Mr. Frim Fram's existential slapdong emporium.
It seems to me, though, they're probably more closely related to Uncle Jasmine.
Oh, you might have a point there. They might be an item.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she's hot, and he's probably hung like a, I don't know, like a retarded 2-year-old. But still, they're a cute couple.
Yeah. Let's check out first ghost hunt, last ghost hunt. Let's see
Okay.
what's going on with that.
Well, we got to
User
do
Amanda
one.
Burke and her husband were exploring the haunted Hillview Manor, an old mental asylum located in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Amanda says that they walked around the asylum with a tour group, checking EVP meters that were given to them by the tour guide. But she says nothing much happened. Then they began to hear an odd shuffling sound at the end of one of the halls, but they thought nothing of it. Then suddenly, from the end of the hall, they heard running footsteps charging right toward them.
You pussy. Hide behind her.
Amanda says that the whole event was one of the scariest things she's ever experienced. Now, I should note that I don't usually show videos without some visible or audible evidence of the supernatural. But looking at the reaction of this group and seeing just how hard and painful those falls look, I think this is pretty compelling evidence that something came down that hall. Also, again, Amanda and her friends are not ghost hunters, they're not YouTubers, and they're not TikTokers. She simply posted this video to Reddit to share her strange experience.
And that was in Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not to be confused with White Castle, home of the most delicious, wonderful little oniony, exploding, wonderful hamburgers ever. That, in fact, was Newcastle. So what actually happened here, Doug, speaking from a guy with experience in Newcastle, was that wasn't a ghost. They were actually surrounded by meth heads. That's why they got so scared and hauled ass the fuck out of there, because all Newcastle is basically is one giant half-burned meth pipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a far cry from Newcastle, California, where I live. And it's just a little rural community. It's just a little rural town. It's quaint.
And I want to get out there to your spot, man, so we can head over to like Auburn or around maybe Coloma, the Troublemaker, those old ass like 150-year-old cemeteries, and take some cameras and see what happens.
Definitely. Yeah, there's Newcastle. When I think of that, I did not know that about Newcastle, Pennsylvania. I gotta say, I didn't.
And looking at those people, they are definitely Pennsylvanians. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude! It's so cold there. All you do is drink and eat.
All right.
Sorry, Pennsylvania, but not sorry. You're a disgusting fucking state. Eat it.
So the verdict is meth heads, not
meth
ghosts.
heads. Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Meth heads can seem supernatural. Because I mean, you can take a baseball bat to a meth head's dome, and they'll just pop right back up. Whoa.
Yeah. So I've been sitting on a pretty long one called a Rottweiler, a phone, and a staircase. I fast I fast forwarded quite a bit, but there's just shit going on in this video.
Sounds like a book. The Rottweiler, the staircase, and the hooker, or whatever.
Yeah. But I don't know if you want to do that today or
it's up to you, Coach Cheese. I'm just here for the ride.
All right. Well, here and there's something weird that goes on with the dog's leash early on, and then something else going on. So it's I trimmed this down, but tried to keep it interesting. So it's about 7 minutes long.
7 minutes, Jesus.
Yeah. So here we go.
On November 14 of 2025, a small family rents out an Airbnb for a few days, unaware that they would encounter something very unsettling while staying there. But one night, after coming back from walking their dog, this happens.
We were just out walking my dog, and when we came in, we heard
Grinch!
Somehow, the leash on her dog's collar suddenly jolts up in a quick motion before wrapping itself around her dog. It just flings up as if someone had chucked it upwards. The next day, while placing the leash on the stairs to see if it would jump again, this is captured.
Okay, so this is the leash.
Finish your stairs. Jesus.
Oh, it's an Airbnb, so it's not really theirs.
There she goes again. I don't think the leash is gonna move, but she's definitely sensing something. Every single day.
Sydney even checks the rug to see if anything on or under it was making her dog behave this way. But still, nothing. However, there's something in this video that's worth pointing out, and it's a detail that appears in other videos that Sydney recorded of her dog. Watch closely.
So I wanted to show you guys some footage of my dog with these stairs. So here's another clip that I got of her doing it, walk over and see her, and she was so locked into this.
Now, if you didn't notice, in each video, Sydney's dog is always around a certain area of the stairs. It's always the middle or lower half of the steps, but never the top. If it wasn't for this detail, Sydney would not have realized this.
So I think I figured out why my dog just is always hanging out right here. So I just found a door back here. So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I tried to check, but the door is locked. Obviously it's an Airbnb, so they lock a lot of the doors up. Yeah, I don't think that it's what's on the stairs like what I initially thought. I think it's what's below.
Considering that the space is on the ground, it explains why her dog is never seen on top. She seems to be sensing something that's in this room. But the question is, what exactly is she sensing? Wanting to find out, Sydney and her sister probe around the space to see what it might be that's inside. But during this moment, while recording, they capture this.
So this is the switch. You guys can see their light is on right there. I wonder if
That's some compelling evidence right there.
Almost immediately after Sydney pulls out her phone, the doorknob suddenly turns. Although no one was seen on the other side, the door handle moves as if held from the other end. Now Sydney was under the impression that a person had turned the knob, so they reach out to the Airbnb host and ask if anyone else is renting the place.
sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb, And hold on, let me turn asking, like, hey, is there someone else renting it out as well as us or what? Because basically he was like, no, you guys are the only ones that are in the Airbnb right now, like booked out for the week.
But despite being at ease now, knowing that it's not a person, the doorknob incident still baffles her. This is so, especially given that it still moves now and then.
Scary. Okay. Okay, every time we've knocked before, this doorknob would turn a little bit.
Okay.
As it turns out, this room was actually a basement. Out of nowhere, the phone gets
You
yanked
think?
inside before tumbling down the steps and landing on its face. But it's before it tumbles that something weird happens. If you didn't notice, the phone moves on its own again before falling down. But of course, the strangest part is when the phone somehow lifts itself. Neither Sydney nor the Airbnb host could explain this. It just rises up before falling back with no footsteps around to suggest that someone was there. It's no wonder why many see this as being paranormal. To Sydney and her sister, that's exactly the case. Whatever had been inside did not seem to like their intrusion, from the leash moving on its own to the phone being pulled inside. It currently remains unknown as to what exactly occurred here.
Phone being pulled inside. Were they saying it got pulled under the door?
Yeah, it got pulled. She slipped it under the door, and then it got pulled, and then it went step by step down, and then it got lifted up. So, I mean, you know, I might be willing to disregard that. I mean, it's an Airbnb. If it truly is an Airbnb and they don't have a key to that lock, and then but if they did have a key to that lock, you could have someone laying on the stairs and then pulling it and keeping themselves out of frame while they slink downstairs and stuff, and then pick it up and just make sure they keep their fingers, because those camera phones will pick up like your finger a little bit or whatever. So you got to be careful doing that if you're faking it. But for me, the thing that makes me think there could be something to this house is the dog leash. To me, that clinches it for me. That dog leash. I mean, you would, in order to make it go straight up in the air, she's looking down. You would have had to have a string tied to it with a pulley bolted to the ceiling, and then yank that real hard to get it to go up and then go down. And
well, the fact that it went up and down, but when it came down, it then looped around the dog's neck a couple times.
That's awfully lucky if they were faking it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I definitely think there's something to, and because of that leash, I kind of give credence to the rest of it, basically.
I was getting ready. I was spent about the first 20 seconds of that video thinking of new and unique ways to insult you for making us watch such a long video. But no, I was into it. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like there's something there. I've stayed in Airbnbs. I've never run into a locked door. But when you're going downstairs into a basement, I would probably lock it if it was my house.
Right. And the only like once or twice I've been in an Airbnb for whatever reason, I know they definitely had, each owner can set whatever rules they want as far as that. Don't go in this room. They lock this closet. They do that. You're only allowed to go here, whatever. So
you can't go into their meth lab. That's a problem.
That's right. Yeah.
In Newcastle.
Newcastle. Man, I always pictured Newcastle, Pennsylvania being quaint, but apparently it's
No, it does sound like it would be Amishy, right?
yes,
But
something.
no, it's very methamphetamine y. Oh, and let's not forget the lovely heroin. Except people who use heroin aren't running around in abandoned buildings; they're asleep in abandoned buildings. See,
Ah,
so the meth, they scurry around. Them are the crackheads. They scurry around like cockroaches.
yeah.
And if you are a meth head or a heroin addict, fuck you.
just fuck right off.
Yeah, fuck all the way off. Smoke some weed, go to a meeting, get a job, do something else with your life. I don't do smells like hope anymore, so I get to say that kind of shit.
Right. Okay. You want to do another one?
Sure, we got one more. Let's do it.
All right. Let's check out Guardian Angel.
Guardian Angel.
A shopkeeper in Adana, Turkey was closing up for the night, bringing in his store's produce and other items from the sidewalk outside his store. Little did he know that he was in imminent danger. Luckily, a very mysterious stranger was there to look out for him.
That is
Watch
lucky.
this unexplained clip very closely.
Are you watching, Doug?
I am.
Closely?
Very closely.
Okay. Shit, that was cool.
Notice that the man who taps the shopkeeper's shoulder doesn't even look back or seem to see the oncoming truck. The vehicle actually turns onto the street while his back is turned.
Tam şu noktada açıldı kapağı. Yani adamın kapağı görmüş olma ihtimali var mı? Bence hiç zannetmiyorum. Ben sonradan gördüm bu kapağı. Zaten kamerada da gördüğü gibi.
The shopkeeper says that he looked around after the incident, but the man seemed to have mysteriously vanished. So just how did this strange man seemingly predict the accident that was about to happen and warn the shopkeeper?
Ama o adam nereden gördü arabanın kapağını, dikkat etti de bana işaret etti, o gitti. Adam sonradan da kayboldu gitti yani, adam nereye gitti? Adam tanıyor musunuz? Yok, tanımıyorum.
Even if this video was all set up and a fake, then it was amazingly well timed. But I'd love to hear any theories you guys might have, so let me know down in the comments.
Man. So I really want to believe that one because, as you know, I definitely have something that's followed me my whole life and has been there to do good. I don't have, it's not malicious. But the fact that he tapped him on one shoulder rather than instinctively look the direction he was tapped, he looked the other way. That leaves room for doubt for me. Like if I was a juror, I would probably not be able to convict based on that evidence. It's just, it's natural. If somebody taps you on the shoulder, you look that way, not that way.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, like you think it could have been put on, or like they had the truck drive by deliberately with whatever the hell's thing was attached, so it swung by at that exact time. You know, that gate thing or whatever.
You've driven trucks. You know, if you got a swinging gate, it just goes in, it goes out, and the driver doesn't even know that it's swinging around typically because, you know, trucks are so heavy and so well
right.
So thickness in their construction.
I
The
just
drivers
think
typically don't even know.
if you're
Now-
deliberately trying to swing your gate, that's a little random to like get it. Like you'd have to do multiple takes until you finally got the gate to swing exactly at the time you wanted it to, you know.
But what you asked me was, is it possible that this is a fake? And yeah, it's possible.
Well, yeah, possible.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that the only room for reasonable doubt that I have is tap here and look the other way.
Sure. Okay.
But like with the experience with my dad when I was a kid, almost killing himself, falling down the stairs down the ladder out of the attic, and somehow his falling back stopped, and his feet got freed up and swung down underneath him. And then he landed on his feet. He was like, "Oh wow, that's lucky." But me and Mom both saw it. And we're like, "No, that wasn't lucky. That was wow."
Whoa, I hadn't even heard that one.
Oh shit! Well, let me regale everybody then. So I was real little, still
Yeah.
living in Rancho Cordova, California.
Ah.
Dad's upstairs and he's popping up new insulation in the attic. And I was up the little ladder and I was just there watching him. And I'm like, oh, my dad's a stud. Look at him. Boom, boom. And then I look down the other end of the attic and there is a woman. And it's a woman in white. Just
Wow.
and it was really a really bright white.
Huh.
Sitting on the attic ground. But the thing is, there are slats. It's not like a floor. But she
Yeah.
was sitting on it like it was a floor, and it didn't raise a bell for me at all. I just saw it, and it felt like it was supposed to be there. And I went back to Dad. Then Mom walks to the bottom of the ladder and goes, "All right, boys, come on down for lunch." And Dad's dripping with sweat, and he starts climbing down the ladder. And then he just lost his grip and started going straight backwards, like he was going to land on me. I was right there at the bottom of the ladder. And he stopped falling enough time for Mom to grab me and rip me backwards, but us both to see his feet come off the rung of the ladder, swing down underneath him, and then he's on his feet.
Wow.
That's my earliest memory of something like that happening.
Holy
So
shit.
I know personally, I have somebody, and you've seen her in the garage in Cameron Park when you saw, the woman, just the silhouette when you were leaving at night.
Oh yeah. The by the side door that
Yeah.
the side door that went to the side yard and everything. Yeah. And I went through, I saw that and I went out and I went back through the gate to see if anyone was standing there. I actually looked around and I didn't see anyone in the backyard or anything. And did I tell you about it the next day or did I go back in the house and tell you? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was the next morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was it was like, holy shit, so
Yeah.
wow. Okay. So interesting. Yeah. I hadn't heard that one.
Even back when, and I can say this part, I'm not going to say the rest of it because I don't know if I can still be prosecuted. But back when I was, in my active selling of narcotics days,
Mhm.
I was walking up to one particular delivery, and it was dark, and I was heading up to the apartment door, and a voice in my ear said, "Watch out." So I stopped just in time for this motherfucker who was trying to set me up to rob me for his boys to come charging out of the dark bushes at me. One of them caught me with a right, and then the rest of it went down and something real bad happened to them. But fact of the matter is
things happened.
Things happened. But the fact of the matter is something did tell me, stop going forward. So I did.
Wow.
And then it all went down. I've had just things like that happening my whole life. I mean, nobody was there to tell me before the Great Bleacher incident, hey, don't do that spot. But, usually she's there for me.
Well, that night she was like, oh, I got to see this shit.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be joining me.
No, that's really cool. I'd never heard of that one before. That's
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I've always somehow been tuned into the other side. Like I didn't have any near deaths as a child, nothing like that. I've always just been tuned into it.
Right.
I don't know.
That's kind of, well, how old do you think you were?
Well, it was before Brooke, so it was before I was 7.
Okay. There's I always have this one really weird memory I can't make sense of where we went to someone's house. We only ever went to this house once visiting, and I think it was before my brother was born. So I might have been around 5 or 6, and they had their garage was separate from the house and kind of across their yard, and they didn't have kids or anything, so I was bored. I had brought some toys with me and I was running around their front yard just trying to not be bored. And then I kind of wandered into their garage and it just had junk all over the place, like they were refurbishing something or something. Just boards and crap. There weren't cars in here, and they had a toilet that was just there, it wasn't hooked up. It was just sitting on the garage floor. And I remember this little girl who sitting on it, it's just using it as a seat. And we talked, and I said something and made her laugh. but I just thought she was some kid. And then years later, I go, it's really weird because she looked a little glowy from what I can remember, and just a little like not like as a kid, I didn't think about it, but also her hairstyle. It kind of reminded me. It was short, kind of short, and like it kind of reminded me of like when you see like the 1920s or early 1930s
Right.
little rascal girls with that hairstyle they had back then. It kind of reminded me of
The
that.
old
And
Bob.
I kind of wanted to. I want to say that it was. She might have been in some sort of a like little like nightgown or something, but it's such a fuzzy memory for me. But I just every so often my mind pops off with this little girl that I was talking to sitting on a toilet, and these people didn't have kids for me to play with, but there was this, and I didn't think much of it. I just talked to her and made her laugh or something. Really weird.
But there's been a couple experiences with you and I where we've gone out to ghost hunting, things before it was a thing, just to go use our eyes because we didn't have any equipment, so we just went
Right.
and looked. But yeah, remember, there's been a couple of times where I've been like, I don't think we should actually go inside this one, and we haven't. That's because that voice in my ear was saying, not here, not this one, whatever.
Right. And I remember,
I
remember always being, oh man, that really makes me want to go in. Man, damn it!
I'm not going. You can go. I'm not going. I'm sorry, but my ghost bitch says don't do it, so I ain't doing it. I'm just kidding about the bitch. Don't fuck with me. All right, so that's going to go ahead and do it for this week's episode of Ghosted Shoot. I almost said Wrestle Shoot. That's going to do it for this week on Ghosted. We're here all the fucking time. Follow us on ASN for Life, and keep your eyes open for the Artists Against Abuse. You're going to start seeing a lot more content from all of the hosts on the network are going to really get behind this and start plugging it. So it's looking good. It's looking like a good time to follow.
All right.
All right. See you next week, y'all.
I'm breaking out. See ya.